As the world's second biggest fashion retailer reported a lower than expected operating profit for the June to August period as it struggles with high inflation and stiff competition. Well, let's unpack this with consumer expert Kate Hardcastle, founder of Insight with Passion. Good morning to you, Kate. So what do you read between the lines looking at these numbers from H&M?
Good morning. Well, H&M, as we know, was one of the first founders of the idea of fast fashion alongside Zara and many others like Primark. But there has been this new wave, this new generation of fast fashion, including, as you mentioned, the behemoth Shein, which have come in and really challenged and changed the marketplace. Principally, if we look in terms of the price alone, an average price point around Shein maybe around $7-8 per garment, where it's a very different story in H&M and Zara. So H&M has been on the fight back. How does it win back market share in a smarter way? And it's very much linked into technology, linked into improving digital offer, its reward system, which is a very smart piece of tech integrated with stores and works with consumers. And it says in its report today that, it's still on that trajectory of change, but the change has come at a cost. And I think we've got to see an organisation working smarter here, where we can't just rely as a sector on consumers in this same cycle, quite a vicious cycle of buying many things they don't really need with money they don't really have, when we're seeing the rise of re-commerce and more purposeful shopping.
We had the shock at the beginning of this year from H&M, the news that their CEO, Helena Helmersson, was just stepping down, which sort of seemed to come out of nowhere. And Daniel Eva took over, an H&M regular. He's been with the company quite a long time, a company veteran. So he's nearly done a year. What does it say about him, these numbers today, do you think?
I think a year in is too much of a turning round a huge vessel to be able to judge in terms of effectiveness. The words seem right, but the actions have to be cut through. They've been quite dramatic with things like social media, where they do really run short when it comes to numbers compared to perhaps brands like Zara, part of the Inditex group, that are first in this fast fashion market and a significant player, and have seen also a period of change and improvements needed. We've got to also understand these brands are under much pressure. They think much. Some industry specialists think not enough on sustainability. And that's a huge investment piece as well, looking at the traceability of all products to make sure they're made respectfully as well as ethically. We've also got to understand, however, that whilst consumers make a good talk in terms of how much they want brands to improve here, the consumer spend doesn't always match it. And we've seen that consumers, particularly in a cost of living crisis, will still chase a more effective price. It doesn't look like H&M are going to play the price game here. It looks like they're going to hold on to their price marker. So they're going to have to be different. And that's where they lean into things like brand partnerships with designer brands to try and create more spectacle and work in terms of their store environment to make sure that they're more interesting and different. But with a 4,000 plus store network, that's a lot of work to do and a lot of investment still.
Kate Hardcastle, thank you very much for your analysis once again on H&M this time.